23 degrees in Montreal. We're going to reach a daytime high of 25, and it'll feel like 27 with the humidex. I know that's the thing we can talk about now, right? Because we are finally seeing consistently warmer weather. But enjoy today for Montreal, because we're going to see a lot of rain next week. So a high of 25 today, feeling like 27, mainly sunny skies. Partly cloudy tonight, down to 16. Rain tomorrow and a high of 19. And we're going to see showers and on and off. Looks like until Wednesday night, and then it starts to clear up a little bit.
Okay, so I gotta film a lot indoors right now because it's so windy outside, and the audio is just I can't get any audio outside because of the wind. So I'm in the greenhouse and about halfway through the first day back. So last week I left for Montreal because I had a show with my band, and I stayed for, it was a festival, so I stayed. And what ended up happening is, while I was gone, we ended up getting that load of liquid manure that I was expecting. So my dad was able to disc that into the field. It's a very sandy field, so I just didn't want to seed without having that extra nitrogen in the soil. And ended up planting the oats. So the oats are in the ground. It rained yesterday, on Monday, as planned, so that's super good. I don't like it, but I'm excited about that. So seeds are in the ground. So now, basically what I've been doing all day is I want to get a few more beds made, and this is where it's very frustrating. Usually what we do is, we prepare all the fields, then we do all the bed making, then we do all the seeding and transplanting in it. But because I'm just trying to steal some days here in between rains, I have to do bed making as we need it. So for the, I only made beds for what needed to be seeded on, and today I'd like to make beds for a few crops that need to be transplanted, but not all. The frustrating part is it's the same frame, so that it's the basic frame that houses the subsoiler, the bed maker, and the transplanter all in the same frame. So I have to take the bed maker off to put the transplanter on. Then if I need to make more beds, take the transplanter off, put the bed maker back on, and so on. So it gets a little frustrating. But I'd really like to get this, because I think there's about 3 days. In 3 days they're going to they're announcing some rain, a lot of rain, so I want to get some transplants in, which is what you see behind me here. This is where we start the plants. So in about sometime towards the end of March, beginning of April, we're rolling in here where we start all of our plants, and from that time on it's pretty labor intensive and really annoying, because we have to water, fertilize, we have to ensure that the plants are germinating correctly. We don't need to seed anymore. If we lose track of them at that stage, we could lose our entire year. So it's just been a drain on us. So I'm really excited to get some out in the field where they can fend for themselves and we don't have to babysit them anymore. So yeah, it's bit by bit. That's what I'm gonna be doing. It's a little frustrating, because also we harvested our first crop, or we started harvesting today, and it's basically flowers, so they're hawthorn flowers, and the window of opportunity to harvest them is very narrow. They're fragile, and if you let them pass overdue, which sometimes is not even our fault, it's just based on weather, they'll just fall off of the tree and we'll miss our chance, like we did last year. So basically I have 3 days to pick these flowers. So it's a little frustrating not to be able to get on the land and to prepare everything like I have in my mind, but also I gotta remember that harvesting is where the money comes from. Last year we didn't have any hawthorn flowers because it rained, so I gotta get as much done as possible. So I did a few hours of that this morning, and then I caught up on some work that I didn't do last week, basically in the little vineyard that we have. So we have two sections of grapes that used to be in greenhouses, but because of an ice storm, the greenhouses got knocked down, and I haven't been able to put them up. Hopefully later this year, maybe, because we have to buy new ones and put them up, and that's an expense. So I shot some footage of that, so you'll see kind of what they are, and if they were in a greenhouse, this is what they would look like right now. So they leaves like this. They don't even have leaves. The buds are just popping, so they're that far behind. So we just needed to straighten things out. Hopefully we'll get some grapes from them outside, but we also have to contend with bugs and whatnot, which is why we're kind of caring for them now. So that took a little bit of time too. I did some yard work as well and removed some brushes, and I'm good to go. So basically, yeah, for the rest of the day, what I hope to do is get the fields that are going to be transplanted tomorrow, get the machinery in order, prepare the beds, and then set up the transplanter so that tomorrow we can just go and start. We'll see. Like I said, it's 4 o'clock. I want to get out at 6 to head into town for a little bit and then come back. I think I can do it because there's not a lot. But yeah, the next few days are going to be pretty frustrating. So we'll see. Have you ever run out of gas or diesel on a diesel engine? I learned something today. Oh shit. I learned something today. When you run out of gas, when you run out of diesel, and air gets in the system, you stall, and you can't start again. That's not what I learned. I knew that. Oh. Can't lose this. There's a little pump on the side that will pump air out of the system as you start it, and the air will pass through, and then you'll be able to start it again, assuming you put diesel in. But when it's bad, you have to drain the injectors. There are 4 on this side, and you loosen the little bolt a little bit so the air could come out while you're priming the system, and you do that for each of them. and I had done 1, 2, 3, and I was on the 4th, and the injector just broke off. What I learned today is that this is enough to end a tractor. So I have a tractor in the field right now. On the last field, we managed to get the broken bit out, but now it's like, it's stuck there. So luckily we have 2. That's why we buy 2 of everything, because we're rich and for spare parts. So this one's in the shed. I am taking this little piece, which means now this one is just a giant friggin' paperweight. Hopefully it'll fit like a glove in the other one, and I'll get the other tractor running and finish this friggin' day. We'll see.